So, a couple guys might have watched a video a couple days ago and figured, wait a minute, how does this Volcanicus have wings? How did you do that? So I thought I'd make a little tutorial on how to turn your Volcanicus Torso into this, and the only upgrade kit you'll ever need is one for hands and feet. That's really it. You just need a hands and feet upgrade kit, and this guy will go absolutely smooth. Alright, so first things first, what you're going to need is 4 prime armor pieces, 1 swoop, 1 grimlock, 2 guns from 2 slags, 2 sludges, I don't know, 1 from each, I guess, that works. And Slash is optional, but I'm going to be using her for this. Alright, so let's get started. So, starting off, you're just going to want to have the normal Volcanicus torso set up, but with the arms facing like this, and with the head sticking up. Now, what you're going to want to do is arrange Slash like this. Like, not specifically like this, with her legs, of course, facing straight back. Mine's a little floppy. Basically, what you're going to want to do with this is hook it on there. I'm going to show you how in just a minute. So after setting up this rudimentary camera stand, let's get started. So first, once again, arrange Slash like this, with the ball joint exteriors facing like that, the legs facing up here. Make sure you have the feet folded out. Arms should also be folded outward for when you're connecting. And make sure her legs are angled like this. Now, see these large holes in Grimlock? Let's make use of them. You'll hook it in right there. Same for the other side. Then use the ball joints down there and rotate her body, adjusting her elbows as needed until she fits right in. You get up here, slot this little part right into there. See, this fits snug in there, and use the foot to secure it in place. Same for the other side. Once you got everything in place, for the final touch, just fold the dino arms to the sides. Now, can he still open his jaw? Well, you're not going to be able to fit a Enigma in there or anything, but hey, you can open and shut, so that's pretty neat. And an additional option, you can just flip up this tail or keep it folded down. Personal preference is yours to keep. Now, next you're going to want to grab those form prime armor pieces from earlier. Now, it's a long known fact that there's these holes under Volcanicus for you to plug in the prime armor to buff them up a bit. But they don't really do a lot of help with supporting the upper body, now do they? Well, I'm here to fix that. So, arrange your prime armor pieces like this, with one having its fingers sort of at an odd angle, like, I'll give you some time to set it up like this. Pause the video if you need to. And then the other one should be set up like this. Once again, pause the video if you need to. All down? All right, let's get started. So, plug the one that's like this into his torso. See, this should fit right over Slash there. Then come back around, take this piece, and plug it in there. Then plug this into the arm, and booyah! You've got a structural support for that side. It's not the best, but it will keep it up on its own, so that's a lot better than what it was like before. The other side, you're just going to want to do the exact same thing. Plug in the one that's kind of here and there. Make sure it looks all symmetrical from the front. And take this part. Plug that in there. And plug this to the port on the thumb. Make sure everything's pushed in as much as it can. And now, Should be a little bit front heavy, but should hold itself together. My swoop's missing a foot. I know it's weird, but just ignore that for now. So you're going to want to arrange your swoop like this. Make sure his arms are forward and holding the guns, while his head is like that. Now I recommend keeping the guns forward while you're adding them on. So, remember I told you to move these arms in place earlier? Well, open them up and just slide, swoop, well not slide, but you get the idea. Rest him right in there. Make sure his arms are at an angle where the peg holes are diagonally reaching towards the middle head. Close the tiny T-Rex arms over his, and then you want to fold, I'll pick up the camera to show you. You want to fold the guns over the arms. See, because the guns have this tiny little slot here, which is just the perfect size to keep the arms in place. Almost like Hasbro was trying to nudge us towards this the entire time. So, with that all nice and finished, we have now given Volcanicus his own set of wings to rival Predaking. Make sure to lean the hand forward but push the gun down, like pull this forward but push this down, without it popping out like that just happened. Just try to make it as tight of a connection as possible. But now with Swoop used up as a backpack, you might be wondering, wait, I have an extra combiner slot. What do I do with that? Well, here's an idea. Say you have, a spare red Swoop. Instead of using his loose floppy legs as an arm, you can slam him on the back as a jetpack, instead of the normal Swoop as your other arm. Either that, or you could make some customs. Like you could use, for example, my paddles instruction video to make up paddles for your arm. Or you could do something that I'm going to be showing later and use a slag to make Dinobot's stone, aka Kakiru from Transformers Victory. But anyways, that's the tutorial video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Now I'm just going to enjoy myself some grapes. Delicious.